Guys, it's finally back. Adidas have brought back the rubber elements on the new Predator Mutator 20 Plus. And it is about as jaw-droppingly bonkers as a Predator should be. But is it actually any good, or is it just made to look shocking?
The Predator Mutator 20 Plus builds on top of the Predator 19, but adds the real Predator DNA in the shape of 406 rubber fins, inspired by the deadly teeth and powerful scales of reptiles and dragons.
And while Komodo Dragons aren't built to play football, their scales acted as inspiration for the Demonskin rubber fins that are put in the world to give you more grip and swerve on the ball. And they do. This is probably the grippiest football boot I've ever worn, and these things are so sticky it's borderline ridiculous. It also means that the Predator Mutator takes a bit of time to get used to, because this thing is so wild that it almost feels a little bit goofy. But once you get used to it, the grip is like no other boot, and it puts the feeling in your head to physically feel more grip on the ball, and gave me this confident idea that the ball was closer to my foot and I could generate more swerve. Might just be the feeling, but it kinda works. The Primeknit upper itself is very soft, but the touch isn't as sharp and close as you'd think, because it is a little bit softer due to the added bulk of the rubber fins. It's also, however, a little dampened because of all the little stimulation points you get, and you feel relatively connected to the ball, while it does also feel a bit bulkier than the Predator 18 and 19. So there is a little bit of a learning curve, but it's extremely unique, and I like it a lot. And I'm also pretty confident that the fins aren't gonna break or wear down anytime soon, because they feel relatively durable, like reptile skin. However wild the Demonskin may be, the Predator Mutator is so much more than that, because it also looks to provide the same comfortable Primeknit upper and to make the color even more eye-popping and bonkers than it was before. And compared to the Predator 19 Plus, the fit is familiar, yet also very different. You still get that very close and streamlined and tight sensation, but because Adidas removed a layer of foam from the inside, it feels less restricted and claustrophobically tight. Then, of course, there is the collar, which is crazy high, and it's definitely something you need to get used to, simply because it is extremely snug around that part of the foot, and also you're very aware of the fact that it's there. Personally, I like the previous collar better, but to be fair, this was never really that much in the way.
Predator Mutator 20 Plus is definitely comfortable from the get-go and only gets softer once you break it in. And given a tight midfoot and a slightly more roomy forefoot, it strikes the right balance between decent hold from the tongue piece to give acceptable lockdown without ever squeezing the foot too much. And if you go true to size, it'll be a pretty smooth ride. The outsole is a new control frame which has been split in two as a nod to the Predator Mania being the first to use that construction. There's a nice and stable midfoot, good flex in the forefoot, and well balanced round elongated studs, so no complaints from me. For all the bold new tech, there are also a few kinks in the armor on the Predator Mutator.
Because due to the lack of foam and the 406 little spikes, the upper is stiffer and less plush than it was on the 18 and 19 Plus, and if you're used to that, it might throw some people off. And then there is the matter of the color, which to me is just unnecessarily high. And because there's no actual ankle support, and it also is a proper Mission Impossible to get on, I could have done with a lower color.
Like it or not, this is easily the most unique boot I've tried in a while. Is it perfect? No, but that's what makes it so appealing.
Because it literally feels a little unfair to the other team when you put these on. And to me, this is the real return of the Predator. Because it's crazy and it's special, but it works. But what do you guys think? Well, you should let me know in the comment section right down below, and then go cop yourself a pair of the Predator Mutator 20 Plus in the link right over there. Before you go though, make sure also you've subscribed to the channel with the notifications on, and then maybe go learn some wicked football skills in the playlist right down there while you wait for your new beasties to arrive. And with that said guys, I'm signing off. Cheerio.